My name's Gabe Zollner. You know, I've been trying to track this Benghazi thing for quite some time, ever since it all went down on September the 11th. And it's just fascinating with all the twists and the turns, isn't it? We can't seem to get anything straight. I mean, I just read that the White House said that Obama was aware of everything that was going on in Benghazi. And then you had those three representatives from the Department of State. They said that under oath that, you know, they were all watching it real time, including Obama, Biden, and Panetta. And then you had Panetta and General Dempsey under oath saying that they only spoke to Obama at around 5 o'clock that evening, and they chatted for 30 minutes. 20 minutes of it was over Benghazi, and they never spoke again. And then you have Panetta and General Dempsey saying they went to the Pentagon, but they never picked up the phone to call Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and let her know that one of her ambassadors is getting, you know, raped. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And then you had Ambassador Susan Rice come out, and she said that it was to do with this flunky video. And then you had Secretary of State in the Rose Garden with Bozo, and they both said it was the video. And then Susan Rice goes on a talking tour for a week and blames it on the video. And then you have Obama go to the United Nations 2 weeks later, and 6 times during his speech he blamed it on the video. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, which way did they go? They went that way, you know? I mean, it's just mind-boggling. And you know, I've said this on a couple of these videos before, it's usually not so much the crime, it's the cover-up, but in this case it's both. The crime was horrific, to allow Americans to be slaughtered, to allow an ambassador to be slaughtered. Think of this. Who in their right mind, other than a psychopath, could go to sleep and the next day be cheery-eyed, bouncing along a runway in Las Vegas? When I say runway, I'm not talking where his plane lands. I'm talking, you know, they got these runways so the guy can look pretty tall when he's trying to collect money, you know, at these meetings with his sleeves rolled up and like he's really getting into it. You know, I've got to make this thing happen, you know what I mean? It's a joke. And then you got Senator Lindsey Graham saying that, you know, he's going to hold up the confirmation of this guy that's a full-blown converted Muslim to Islam, you know, who wants to head up the CIA. And then you got this guy that wants to head up the Department of Defense, become Secretary of Defense, who doesn't have a lot of good things to say about anybody, especially if they're, you know, from Israel. I mean, it's nuts. So what I'm saying is, with all of these things percolating, you know, something's going to blow. You know what I mean? Think of this. Obama's created this huge dependency by putting Americans, or I think 48% of Americans are receiving either food stamps, you know, they're getting all kinds of benefits, unemployment insurance, social services, Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. What do you think is going to happen if he decides to, you know, turn off the tap? Huh? What do you think is going to happen when people run out of food? When people can't pay their rent? When people can't pay their car payments? When people can't even buy dope? I mean, the mafia is going to be upset. Those kingpins over in, you know, wherever they're from, they're going to be all upset. There won't be money for dope. You can't get a smack of heroin. You can't get a shot of crack, nothing. It's all going to be dried. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, well, I think what's going to happen, we're going to have like a civil war, you know what I mean? And it's not going to be because people have different views, they're going to want to survive. You know, they want to eat. And that's when Obama is going to drop the, you know, the hammer on all of us. You don't think so? I think Pelosi's chomping at the bit. What do you think?